welcome into another edition of the PHNX D-Backs podcast right here on PHNX. My name is Derek Montilla, occasionally known as your mayor of PHNX and your mayor of winning. This guy's your vice mayor of winning, also your Thunder winner. It's Jesse Friedman.
The D-backs didn't play that well in this series,
No.
I don't think, overall.
No,
but
that's a fair assessment.
But 2 out of 3 wins is 2 out of 3 wins.
2 out of 3.
I think you still very much took care of business against a not very good Kansas City Royals team. Maybe you could have had a sweep if things were a little cleaner yesterday.
Yes.
But all in all, pretty good. And Zac Gallen, also pretty good today.
Pretty good. He might be hashtag very good because Zac Gallen remains very good at baseball. Line today, 6 1/3, 4 hits, 0 runs, 0 earned, 0 walks, 12 strikeouts. Zac Gallen, your current Major League Baseball leader in strikeouts, as well as number 1 in your heart on Galentine's Day. Just such a good pitcher, this guy. We were talking during our watch along that Jesse likes to go back and read scouting reports on these players to see whether the good ones were thought of as being good.
You want me to find one?
I'll go
back
for
and
you to find one. But he has very much found some scouting reports on the Milkman himself that would allude to him not being nearly as good, not even having the potential to be as good in his career as what we're seeing out of him. Zac Gallen now sits at 28 innings scoreless after today's win. And honestly, we kind of have joked about him embarking on a new scoreless inning streak. But guess what? It's happening. It's actually happening. The man who currently has the record for the most outings to start a major league career without giving up 3 earned runs or less. He has that piece of MLB history as part already of his collection, but it looks like he's setting out to potentially maybe beat his own scoreless streak that he already set, that they have a bobblehead for that we'll have to destroy or re-etch. We haven't decided which way we want to go with him.
This is just wild. I mean, it's just crazy. Like we said the other day, the D-backs literally just had a bobblehead night to commemorate Zac Gallen's 44 1/3 inning scoreless streak. And now he's already halfway there again. He is at 28 innings as we speak. You mentioned 6 1/3 scoreless today, which is nice. Nice round number, right? We don't have to deal with the point ones or the point twos at this point.
We had Lovello let him come out for that extra 1/3 of an inning to round things up.
Right. But yeah, Zac Gallen's 28 inning scoreless streak this year is already the 4th longest in franchise history, trailing 2 separate streaks from Brandon Webb. He had a 30 inning in 2006. He had, of course, the famous 42 inning streak in 2007 that stood for so many years until Zac Gallen broke it last year with a 44 1/3 inning scoreless streak. Looking ahead, he has the Rangers most likely in his next start, a team that's played pretty well. But after that, you've got some fairly light hitting offenses. We'll see how the schedule turns out. He may or may not face the Giants, but you've got the Nationals in the schedule. You've got the A's in the schedule as well. So he's got a shot, Derek. I mean, these scoreless inning streaks are not normal for any pitcher, even the very best in the game. This is not normal. But what Zac Gallen is doing is not normal.
Giving up 1 run is still a good outing. Giving up 2 runs is still a good outing
normally
for a
that
normal
would be
pitcher.
acceptable.
Yeah. Tim says, any way we can clone 4 more of him. God, yes, please. Can we? As you said earlier, dude is flat out dealing. And yeah, you're right. I mean, if I could figure out a way to grow more Zac Gallens in a lab, I would do that. Let's take a look at Jesse's tweet, which basically tells you the story of his last 4 outings, which are pretty damn good.
Not bad. Not bad, Derek.
Not bad. Just a couple of plus 10 strikeout, 0 runs allowed outings, 1 walk in those 4 starts. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Well, 1.09 ERA.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, these 4 starts, it's a 0.00.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, yeah. I'm talking about over the month of April. Man, I mean, this is just an incredible April for this man. And you were talking about it again on the watch along, but he is absolutely in a good position to be the National League Player of the Month.
Pitcher of the month. They have like the 2 different awards, but yes, I think he's in pretty good position. We'll have to see what Spencer Strider does. He has 1 more start. Could certainly make things close. He has a 1.8 ERA in the month of April so far. there's some other guys who, with a good final outing could maybe put themselves in the mix for that as well. But as far as I'm concerned, I don't know if there's a better pitcher in baseball right now than Zac Gallen, at least in the National League. I don't think there's a better pitcher in the National League right now than Zac Gallen. And as we talked about after his last start, you can see the changeup is there for him in ways that I don't think it was last year. It's kind of become a big swing and miss pitch again, like we saw in his first couple years in the big leagues. That part of things has sort of come back. And then the other stuff is there too. The curveball remains. I mean, he was the best curveball in baseball last year, according to run value, which is a stat they have over at Baseball Savant. And I mean, you combine the best curveball in the league with one of the best four-seam fastballs in the league, and this changeup that's come back. And oh, by the way, he has a cutter and a slider, and it's an incredible mix of pitches right now. And even though no one of those pitches is a Shohei Ohtani sweeper or something super flashy, they all are very, very good in their own right. And when you put them all together, you get right now who is one of the best pitchers in baseball, if not the very best right now.
That changeup has just been crazy, and it was a big reason for his success today. Gallen once, as many people know, called us Finks.
He did. This is true.
Multiple times. I think he still calls us Finks. Even though we've asked him not to, he proceeds to still call us Finks. So I'm going to throw this one out there. I'm already playing. I guess I'm already down because it's obvious that this hair is going to be purple soon enough, right? So I'm just going to throw another offer out there, and let's say if Zac Gallen can somehow reach his previous scoreless inning streak and set a new one.
We're going there now. Okay.
Yeah, that would happen most likely in the month of May, right? If he were to do it, right?
Yeah, it would definitely happen in the month of May. Yeah.
So I'm going to offer up, if he does that, that we'll change our name to the Finks Podcast for the entire month of June. In honor
the entire month of June. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
If he can accomplish this feat, we'll just be.
So you'll say welcome into the Fink Steve X podcast. Yeah, you're gonna do that every day for a whole month.
We'll put the opening up there again. We'll throw it all out there. I mean, I need to motivate these guys, and if I did it with my hair to get them to have a winning record at the end of April, I got to up the bar. People are still clamoring for me to get a tattoo should they do something else, and I think, come on, let's wait until we get to we
want to dye the beard.
Let's wait.
That's what that's
not happening.
There.
See, I took a preventative measure and pre-dyed my beard so that the hairstylist that was very interested in dyeing my white beard purple could not do that without having to put bleach on my face, which I think they still do that, don't they?
Yeah,
I don't know if I got out of my situation, but we'll see what happens. The Diamondbacks remain very good at baseball, though, and honestly, it still remains fun to watch, even though today or in this series, they didn't really play great baseball. I mean, they just had some really good pitching at times, including Zac Gallen today. The bullpen came up big today to make it exciting, but also to get them out of the game and to secure the win. And we have not had to use that bullpen gift very much this year from our account, which is a very, very good thing.
A lot of it is because of Miguel Castro and Andrew Chafin, the two guys who pitched today. Those guys have been, what Torey Lovello calls the positive role guys, right? So the guys where if you've got a close game late, those are the guys that you're going to turn to. And last year, those guys were Mark Melancon and Ian Kennedy, right? And by the end of the season, Ian Kennedy had essentially the worst season of any reliever in baseball, or at least close to it. And Mark Melancon, of course, really struggled throughout the entire year. This year, even though the D-backs have a number of relievers who have had some pretty ugly moments, the guys who you're really counting on in these close games, those guys have actually been quite good. Scott McGuff is on a nice little run right now. Miguel Castro continues to be effective. Andrew Chafin, made it a little interesting there in the ninth inning, just like what we saw on Monday.
Let's be honest. We talked about it. We both didn't feel that Andrew Chafin should have been out there. I mean, the Diamondbacks are kind of limited on options, but Chafin had a big part of the victory on Monday and pitched a lot. And honestly, it seemed like a bit much to have him out there in this game. He didn't have his best stuff, but Chafin somehow he doesn't get rattled by the situation. Even if you put him in someone else's mess, he doesn't get rattled by it. And he always seems to create his own mess a little bit sometimes that then he settles down and is able to get himself out of. So that's one great factor about Chafin is it does feel like he's a guy that you can count on when the game is on the line to go out there and, put zeros up. He's not going to be perfect. None of our pitchers are going to be perfect. They're all probably going to have their moments coming out of the bullpen where they falter. But at the same time, I am seeing a very good group develop and guys that they can count on. I said what I said about Scott McGuff, and he was pretty good in his appearance today. Miguel Castro, another guy that's been very valuable for this team out of the pen. So they continue to assemble their crew, and I feel like they're continuing to find ways to win, even in a game like today where their offense wasn't able to produce much against a Royals, essentially a bullpen kind of start for the Royals that honestly the Diamondbacks should have been able to do more against offensively about if you wanted to criticize, their thing. But
yeah, their offense wasn't great in the series. I mean, frankly, Zac Gallen essentially won this game for them, right?
Correct.
I mean, the D-backs scored 2 runs. The way that the other members of this rotation are going
Nelson,
right now,
Johnny Henry. I mean, Merrill Kelly is probably the only other guy that maybe could have helped them secure a win like this, and even he hasn't been as good as Zac Gallen. Like, you literally need a Gallen to be able to go out there and throw up zeros in order for the team to win today. So.
Yeah, you're probably not making it through 9 innings, scoring 2 runs and winning a baseball game. I did find a Zac Gallen scouting report. From back in 2017.
Let's go. Let's run it around the field.
So this is from MLB Pipeline, and I actually talked to Zac Gallen about his past scouting reports the other day, and he told me that he actually referenced MLB Pipeline in particular, and he just said said very pointedly that he doesn't think MLB Pipeline watched him pitch like more than once or something, and so he was a little bit peeved at some of the things that were written at the time as well. But here are the numbers, all right? So on the 20 to 80 scouting scale, so 50 is average, he had a 55 fastball, so a little above average, 55 cutter, a 40 curveball. That curveball last year was the best in baseball. A 55 changeup.
It's an 80 changeup.
Maybe not an 80, but it's really good. It's really good. 55 control and overall 45. So they overall thought he was a below average pitcher, and it gets even better when you read some of what they wrote.
Give it to me.
3-year member of North Carolina's rotation, Gallen is the epitome of the college performer without plus stuff. After a heavy workload with the Tar Heels, he didn't pitch much in his summer debut, then went back to campus to work toward earning his degree. He was ready to go in 2017, pitching across 3 levels, including AAA. Then it goes into the trade, of course, that was made with Sandy Alcantara and that whole thing that brought him over to the Marlins and everything. Gallen is all about command and control with 3 pitches that can be above average at times. It goes into a few more details, and then the final paragraph, Gallen is the prototypical low ceiling, high floor kind of prospect. A safe bet to reach a big league rotation one day. What spot remains to be seen, but he is the type to overachieve and pitch beyond his stuff. And boy, has that been an understatement.
You kind of glossed over it, but the fact that the Cardinals dealt Sandy Alcantara and Zac Gallen to the Marlins for Marcell Ozuna and 2 other players, by the way, 4 players in total for Marcell Ozuna. Really is making that deal not look so good these days. But
yeah, the Cardinals, who have like the worst rotation in the National League right now, they
could have had Sandy Alcantara and Zac Gallen.
Sandy Alcantara and Zac Gallen right now.
Oh, anyway. If you're a St. Louis Cardinals fan, you might want to grab yourself a 4 Peaks beer after listening to that. You can follow them at 4 Peaks Brew on social media to get all the latest on Arizona's premier craft brewery. And they have some specials for you at our NFL draft if you're looking to get over the sadness of your St. Louis Cardinals start. But the best place to take in the draft for the Arizona Cardinals fans in the house is on April 27th at the 4 Peaks 8th Street Pub. For those of you that have registered, we look forward to seeing you there. Can't wait. Regardless where you're watching it, make sure you're enjoying a delicious Redbird lager. Must be 21 years or older to enjoy and enjoy responsibly. And, of course, we will have some NFL draft beer specials that day, including $3 Redbird lager pints, $5 Redbird lager pitchers, and our usual PHNX specials of kilt lifters and wow pints for $3. Also, fuel yourself up on your way to join us for the draft party or at any time at our friends at Circle K. It's the it's the best place to go for your convenience store needs, for your gas station needs. They got iced coffee. They got the Polar Pops. They got 12 packs of beer for $9.99. And of course, the energy drinks that allow me to live my life in the way that I do. Red Bulls, 3 for $8. Monster, 3 for $6. And yeah, sometimes I buy 6. Sometimes I need that much. But I thought we were not judging each other here. I thought we were in like the safe zone. Make sure you don't judge anybody else. Go get yourself fueled up over at Circle K. Make sure you're not missing out on all this great stuff they have to offer. Head to circlek.com/store-locator to find Circle K's near you. Thank you guys so much for being here today in the PHNX Sports YouTube channel. If you guys haven't subscribed already, make sure to do that. Sign up for notifications. Leave us a thumbs up. If you're listening to us right now on your favorite audio podcasting app, please subscribe there as well if you haven't done so already, and leave us a review. We always love the feedback and to hear back from you guys. And of course, if you're a member of the PHNX Diehards community, chat with us in the Discord. We have some questions about like our new schedule. Jesse and I are maybe considering going to a Monday through Friday thing if people wanted to see us more on Friday nights than on Sundays. So let us know how you feel about that if you're in the Discord. And of course, it's the best place to be an Arizona sports fan. Grab yourself a Diehards membership today. Let's take a look a bit. Well, game one, when they won, started by Tommy Henry, his first start of the year for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Didn't go great, but he did help the team, I guess, with a little bit of offensive help, get the victory against the Kansas City Royals. And again, things have not been pretty for this team in a lot of ways, Jesse, but they're still finding ways to win ball games.
That's the important thing. And Christian Walker said after that Monday game, these are the kind of wins that you look back on at the end of the season and are most proud of. When things are just not all that pretty. Tommy Henry that day, as you said, was not particularly effective. 4 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs. He had 4 walks against just 1 strikeout. His velocity was down a little bit from what we saw last year, as it also was in his final AAA start before being called up, something I hadn't picked up on until just recently. But it wasn't a great start for Tommy Henry, and Tuesday's game, that wasn't a great start from Ryan Nelson either. But the D-backs were able to find a way to pull out that Monday game, and they still made it very close in that.
They did,
in that game on Tuesday.
Like some late mistakes. We talked about that one run that really frustrated me, particularly, that ended up being the run that put the Royals over. It felt like a winnable game for sure, and it felt like obviously a winnable series, which the Diamondbacks did win. But like it could have been a sweep. We could already be at Purple Hair Derek, right? But instead, Jesse's going to have to help secure that victory in Colorado, which is still just very fitting to me that it's going to happen most likely in Colorado.
We need one more win. We need one more win. One more win until that guy shows up.
There he is.
Until Purple Hair Derek shows up.
How you doing? You look weird, and I'm not prepared for that yet, but we're going to make it happen. But let's take a look at the numbers in this series, because there are some key factors here, including the number of walks that the Diamondbacks were able to put up on the board here against Kansas City, which they were struggling with that earlier, and they outwalked the Royals 13-7.
Yeah, 8 of those came in that Monday game, so that was really kind of a breakout as far as that was concerned. Corbin Carroll in particular, it took him a while to draw his first walk of the season. Now he has like 7 in the last 10 games or something like that. The D-backs bullpen was...
Ladies and gentlemen, the bullpen. Come on.
The bullpen was pretty good overall, a 1.59 ERA. There were some defensive miscues and whatnot. It wasn't always pretty in those innings, but by and large, those guys did their jobs. And as far as that 4.02 starting rotation ERA for the D-backs in this series, that's all Zac Gallen, right?
I was going to say, that ain't Zac Gallen, because all Zac Gallen did was lower that. But yeah. The relief pitching ERA is stuff of dreams, Jesse. 1.59. If we could get that in every series from this bullpen, let's fucking go. But
I don't know if the 1.59 is all that sustainable, but
again, and also the batters, the runners in scoring position batting average was especially bad for the D-backs, mostly because they went 0 for 12.
I think it was 1 for 12.
1 for 12 in yesterday's game, which again, 1 for 12 in a game you lost 5-4. It's a frustrating thing. It was a close series, and if you want to nitpick, probably closer than it should have been. Right? This after watching this series, it felt like the Diamondbacks definitely won it more than 11-9.
Yeah. If the D-backs are as good as people are hoping that they are, like if they really are a wild card
a wagon, Jesse?
Contender, yes. If they really are a wagon,
you're getting it.
You
understand it now.
You want to beat the Royals in a 3-game series in a little bit more convincing fashion than what the D-backs just did, right?
Yeah.
The D-backs only scored 11 runs. They allowed 9 runs, which is pretty decent. They only allowed 3 runs per game on average.
Yeah.
But obviously, Zac Gallen's on another planet, and the Royals, as you saw there, had 29 hits in the series. That's basically 10 hits per game, which is a lot for an offense that has really not done much of anything up until this point. So this was not a pretty series for the D-backs. I think, honestly, they did not look like the team. They did not look like a wagon in this series, Derek. I'll go out and say that. It was not a pretty brand of baseball outside of what Zac Gallen did.
I like that.
They're outside of what Zac Gallen did, and Corbin Carroll had a good series, but other than that, it was mostly forgettable across the board. Like, not that much good happened in this series.
Yeah.
But even good teams are going to have series where they're just not playing well. That is going to happen, and this is not going to be the only time we see that. And to come away with 2 out of 3 wins is, you'll certainly take that.
You'll certainly take it. And again, there's something about this team, about how they continue to find ways to win, even when things aren't working well for them. But they are getting to a point, we talked about them sending down Jake McCarthy, sending down Drey Jameson. Today marked the official day that Madison Bumgarner is no longer part of the team. We got that announcement at 12:30. Before today's game. So that's official. Mad Bum he's
on the open market.
He's on the open market. So if you're looking for a veteran left-hander,
he might be starting against him in Colorado this week. We'll see.
Oh, Jesse, oh God. But anyway, I will say that they do have. They're getting down to the point where Brandon Pfaadt may be a savior at this point if he can come up and be as good as we hope he can be. And all that really requires is 2 of the other 3 guys to really get their stuff back on track. And that's not even counting Drey Jameson. That's mostly counting Zach Davies, Ryan Nelson, and Tommy Henry at this point.
Yeah, you can so see the value in having Zach Davies, right? At this point, even though he's not healthy right now, I know it's going to be a few more weeks.
Man, yeah. But he's going to be a welcome return to this line.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, okay, Zach Davies is not great, right? I mean, he's more of a number 4, number 5 starter type. But even that just feels steady, right? Like he's reliable in the sense that he's been a big league pitcher for a while. He has consistently been effective at this level and is coming off a pretty good year last year. So yeah, like you value those innings right now at a time where you just don't really know what you're getting from Nelson. You don't really know what you're getting from Henry. And the D-backs signed up for that this season. As we talked about yesterday, a big part of their 2023 season is riding the highs and lows with some of these young players. And so far, aside from Corbin Carroll, who's been incredible, there have been more lows than highs. A lot of those young guys just have not performed well early in the season. And you can see we're having veterans here like, Evan Longoria or Lourdes Gurriel, who I think will pick things up offensively at some point, and Zach Davies on the pitching side. There's a lot of value there.
Well, I want to give a shout out to our new friends from Pins and Aces, who I purchased one of the most incredible marijuana paraphernalia polo shirts I've ever owned or ever thought I would own in my entire life. Pins and Aces has wonderful patterned shirts, much like Derek is very much into, and they are the official golf apparel partner of ALLCITY and us right here at PHNX. Check out our guys over at Big Drive Energy. That's Big DE for those of you that like inappropriate acronyms, but whenever you get your podcast, because they got their podcasts out there. And we absolutely love our gear from Pins and Aces. We also are going to have a special Phoenix shirt from Pins and Aces as part of our Keeping It 100 golf tournament coming up at Dobson Ranch on May 26th. So Pins and Aces will be there. There'll be prizes. There'll be giveaways, all sorts of stuff. You can check out pinsandaces.com and use code PHNX to receive 15% off your first order and get free shipping. That's pinsandaces.com. Jesse, I don't even use, I need free shipping. If I don't get free shipping, I'm not most likely going to not even use your website. And I know that sounds very like, I don't know.
No, I feel you.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I ordered something online that didn't have free shipping.
Yeah.
Like it is kind of a necessary pathway to me actually
It really
ever
is.
buying
It
something
really
on the
is.
internet, which is probably kind of irrational, but I don't know. It's the way it should be.
Hey, super chat from Joey Hill. Joey says, fun question. If the Suns win a championship, do you think that will bring more AZ sports fans to Chase Field to support this wagon? Yes. Yes, I think it
Bring
will.
Kevin Durant out, right?
Yes. Kevin Durant, huge Corbin Carroll fan, known Arizona Diamondbacks fan. He has the sickest hats. I love his hats.
Yeah, that was rocking the throwback
Yeah,
in his post-game presser yesterday. The throwback D-backs.
Well, because see, that's what's going to happen, right? They bring the trophy out. They come out to Chase Field. They hang out. They just kind of sit in the front row. The trophy gets its own seat. The Larry O'Brien trophy. They'll sit there in their championship gear, still wearing it from the parade. You know, maybe just have the parade on game day and end it at Chase Field. Like have it go down and stop there. Then they come in and watch the game. I don't know, but yes, I'm on board with that, Joey. And thank you so much for the super chat.
It is a little. I have to say, it is a little weird now that Jake McCarthy's in the minors.
Why?
Because he was kind of like the D-backs ambassador
don't do
to
that.
the Suns.
Don't do that because that
right?
breaks my heart because Jake McCarthy was talking trash to me about my purple hair. And that's the first thing I thought about. Looking at me dead in my eyes and telling me, you see that? As he pointed to Lourdes Gurriel and said, that's going to be you soon. That's going to be your luck.
Yeah.
Jake, get back here, Jake. We need you back. Just like Torey Lovullo said, this team needs Jake McCarthy. And you need Shady Rays because you live in Arizona. If you live here, you know the sun is absolutely out to kill you in Arizona. That's just the way it is. It's facts. It's the Valley of the Sun, and the sun rules all. It is our leader, and it does what it wants. But our friends at Shady Rays have you covered for warm weather ahead with premium polarized shades at an affordable price. So make sure to check out Shady Rays. They offer an absolutely bonkers protection plan. It doesn't even make sense. I don't know how they do it, but here's what it is. Every pair of sunglasses is backed by lost and broken replacements. If you lose or break your pair, even on the very first day you have them, they told us they will send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. I say that because I want to avoid all liability because I don't believe this thing. Everybody loses their sunglasses. Everybody breaks their sunglasses. Sunglasses barely make it out of that first month that you own them sometimes. And unless you're treating them very gingerly, you know that that's a possibility. So they have your back long after you purchase. If you don't love your Shady Rays because you're buying them online and don't have a chance to try them on, you can exchange them for a new pair or return them for free within 30 days. No risk when you shop. Their team always has your back. So exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com and use PHNX for 50% off 2 pairs of polarized sunglasses. That's 2+ pairs, so you can get 2 or more on that deal. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people over at Shady Rays. Looking ahead, again, purple hair Derek on the horizon, most likely. Diamondbacks are going to Colorado. Jesse is going to Colorado. Anything you're looking forward to doing while you're in Colorado?
Oh,
we already know you're anti the 60-degree weather and the rain and stuff that they're going to see most likely.
Well, I think the weather reports have actually changed dramatically in my favor since we last spoke. So
I'm not surprised by that.
Things
tend
Denver,
to go Jesse's way.
Well, things in Denver are just very wacky. So
Yeah.
I mean, for all I know, today it says 70 and sunny, and tomorrow it's going to be snowing or something when I get there. But I am looking forward to hanging out with one Gerald Bourguet, who will also be in town covering some Phoenix Suns basketball on Saturday night. I do have to say,
powerhouses in the same city. Wow.
The thought crossed my mind of going to the DNVR bar instead of the Diamondbacks Rockies game on Saturday night and just trolling all of the Nuggets fans there.
I will give you my Durant jersey to wear. I know it's oversized and it's not going to fit you well, but I will give it to you to wear. Let's go.
They probably wouldn't take too kindly to me being there, and I guess I have this other job to do. But yeah, hopefully,
I'm sure they'll have the Rockies D-backs games up somewhere. You can watch both. That's called multitasking. That's not laziness. That's called working smarter.
You really think anyone's going to be at the DNVR bar on Saturday night, like just looking to watch D-backs Rockies?
Maybe you can get on one TV. I don't know. Let's take a look at the probables for that series because I think the Arizona Diamondbacks are going to have their young guys need to stand up for them in this series. I think we're going to need to see something out of Tommy Henry and Ryan Nelson, and we're going to need to see more than 5+ runs allowed. Laughing at Gabriel's comment about Jesse taking care of Jokic. Yep, that's you figured out our secret plan, Gabriel. Damn it.
Why else did you think I was going to this random D-backs Rockies series, right? Yeah, it's an interesting series the way things line up. I think Kyle Freeland is about as good of a starter as the Rockies have. German Marquez has been pretty decent in the early going as well. But yeah, we get Merrill Kelly, Kyle Freeland in that game on Friday, pretty evenly matched on paper, I think. Tommy Henry against Noah Davis on Saturday. Noah Davis just called up from the Rockies AAA team not long ago. Did not have great numbers in AAA, but he has a 0.93 ERA in 2 appearances so far in the big leagues. And then we get Ryan Nelson against the lefty Austin Gomber in the series.
Is that in 2 starts? 0.93?
Yeah, I think it is in 2.
Wow.
I don't think it's a whole lot of innings. It's
Sure.
9 2/3 innings. So,
Still.
but yeah, I mean, it's 3 walks and 10 strikeouts, and starts on the road against the Mariners and the Phillies. So
yeah,
he's been all right.
Well, the Diamondbacks are going to have to at least capture one of those victories in order to get to the goal of Purple Hair Derek.
You don't want it to go down to Sunday's game, right?
No.
Like you got to win at least one of those.
Yeah,
first
knock it
two
out
so
in the
that
first two.
So
we
we
can
can
relax
start
and
planning.
laugh. Yeah.
We can start
get a
figuring out how we're going
salon.
to film everything, and we got all sorts of logistics to work out between now and when this actually happens. So,
well, I'm not looking forward to it, but I know all of you are. So there he is again. Can we throw him on my face again just for a comparative shot here, Damon? I appreciate that.
There we go.
That's good. I think I should just close the show
hair
out
matches
like this.
your shirt, actually.
It does.
Pretty well.
That's a good. I have a
Yeah.
lot of purple stuff thanks to the Suns, if I'm being honest. So I think that's actually going to end up being a really good look for me. But
No hats. Remember?
oh,
You're not allowed to wear hats for the entire month of May. You're not allowed to wear hats.
That's the part I don't like. I don't like that part. But anyway. I'll tell you this much. What I do like, of course, was our takeover event. We thank you guys so much for joining us yesterday. That was still so much fun. We can't wait to do it again. Like I said, Jesse and I have plans to clear our schedule next time, so that way we can make sure to join you. But as far as the series goes in Colorado, we are going to have an extra special episode on Saturday night. We're going to have a post-game show while Jesse is in Colorado.
We love to do post-game shows when the Suns have like pivotal playoff games.
That's it's just the best planning. We're just really good at this planning
know what Arizona
stuff.
sports fans really care
you want
about at
to
the end of the
split
day.
your fandom into 2 and basically detract viewers and watchers and listeners from one show to another. But we know you guys need to hear about because they're most likely they're going to clinch the purple hair in maybe in game 2, right? So that's going to be a pivotal game to have.
Merrill Kelly is probably the most reliable D-back starter pitching in that series.
Fair
so
enough.
very well could
Fair
happen on Friday, and then I don't know. And then we probably won't make it happen on Saturday. Are you going to wait until May 1st? Is that what you're planning?
We'll see.
Is that what you're planning
We'll
to do?
see. We'll see. We'll make it. I don't know if they can. Maybe they can sneak in an extra loss that we don't know about, and then I don't have to do it. But if you want to catch up with Jesse and go to that game in Colorado at Coors Field, you can use the Game Time app to do so. Go to gametime.co or download their app. Game Time is the place for last-minute tickets. Procrastinators, rejoice. It's all about us and making last-minute decisions, like deciding right now that you want to go to Colorado. So you can snag the tickets without the stress with Game Time. Download their app, create an account, and use code PHNX for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem PHNX for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. And of course, if you're looking for something else fun to do, maybe take in a baseball game and then check out our friends over at Octane Raceway and Mavericks. We've had a fun time. Jesse still won't acknowledge my bowling victory over him, and that's fine. I don't need his acknowledgement because it happened. But you can have personal victories in all sorts of games, arcade, racing, axe throwing, and so much more. They have their evergreen summer passes, which include kart racing, VR, axe throwing, multiple games on axe throwing, and you can buy it now for your best rate all summer long. You want to give the kids something to do. It's something that's on my mind at all times. On Cinco de Mayo, they're going to have $5 Mavericks margaritas, $5 2 taco trios featuring their delicious short rib tacos, and $15 Mexican beer buckets, as well as on May 6th, they're going to have the UFC 288. So make sure to check out all the fun at Octane Raceway. You can book some fun this spring at Octane, kart racing, virtual reality, all their stuff that they got, great food and drinks, and so much more. Tons of different events throughout the summer. Check out octaneraceway.com and Mavericks.com to learn more. We thank you guys so much for being here. Charles Woodall Pike says we need Jesse back alive, please. I have replacements. Much like I'm growing extra Zac Gallens in a lab, I'm also growing a few Jessies. So don't worry. We have a backup or two.
That's the most terrifying thing you've ever said.
I mean, we have your DNA on hard drive. So anyway, you can follow him, though, just to make sure he's okay. He's at Jesse N. Friedman. I'm at Cap_Caveman with a K. Damon Dog is at Damon DAWG. But of course, all roads lead to at PHNX_Dbacks and PHNX_sports at Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We thank you guys so much for being here.
You might need one of those lab Jessies to fill in on the show tomorrow, because I think my plan is to go home and sleep until my flight to Denver tomorrow night.
Not going to happen. Not going to happen.
I may or may not.
We're going to need you right back here tomorrow to talk about more baseball stuff. So let's make that happen. But until then, you guys be safe. Enjoy yourself. Have a great night. On behalf of Damon, Jesse, and myself, we always appreciate you for stopping by. And remember, kids, baseball is fun, but it's so much more fun when you grow backups of your co-host in a lab.